Well, it's funny how I was talking about a wheel seal yesterday. I'm tell you what happened. I What gave me the idea to talk about a wheel seal yesterday was I was looking over my truck, uh, actually day before yesterday, and on the truck itself, on the front axle on the right side, I saw a little drip of liquid. It was just a small little drip. It almost looked like something that had dripped off of something else and had just dripped onto the tire. That's what it looked like. Well, my first thought was that it gave me the it put in my it made me think that might be a wheel seal. I wasn't sure, but that's what made me have the idea to talk about a wheel seal yesterday. Well, guess what? It was the wheel seal, and thankfully I was able to make it to the yard, and um, we replaced the wheel seal, um, and I documented pretty much the entire process of taking that stuff off, and you can see all the components. The vast majority of them. There was like a couple of locking nuts, locking rings, and stuff like that. I mean, that I didn't really too much worry about. But all the big stuff, I pretty well documented because I wanted y'all to see that. And I'm not trying to make this about maintenance or safety. It's just I had that trailer. I had that guy that dropped his trailer last week. I believe he did lose his job. I asked somebody today, and they kind of indicated that he probably did lose his job. I was hoping he would not, but I mean, something big like that happens. It's just you can almost guarantee that's going to happen. I was hoping not, but anyway, but yeah, they replaced my wheel seal, and they actually went ahead and serviced my truck. They did a complete oil change on it, did all my filters, greased everything. I had a bracket on the right front axle that actually held an ABS line. That was broke. They replaced both my front tires because they were wearing a little bit funny. I got to run this load to Tennessee. I'm actually at the shipper now. I got to run this load to Tennessee, and then I got to go down to Alabama and get this load and come back and go just inside Oklahoma and drop that, and then then they're gonna send me over to get the truck aligned, all three axles on the truck. They're gonna get everything aligned on it. I'm trying to think if there's something else. Oh, my cab shock. I'll take a picture of it also. It is leaking. They're going to replace it when I come back also. But all the other stuff, that wheel seal was way more important than a cab shock. And all a cab shock does, it's just, you got on the back of the cab, on the back of these sleepers, there's these airbags that help absorb, the ride going down the road, and they've actually got shocks on them also. Well, one of my shocks is busted, basically. I never really said a whole lot about it. I can deal with a little bit of a rough ride. It's not that big of an issue. I've ridden in rougher riding trucks than this, so it's not a big deal. But the DOT ain't gonna shut you down for it. As a matter of fact, I just got DOT, and he asked me, and I it's a good thing I took pictures of them fixing that wheel seal today, because he saw the grease, the oil slinging on that tire, and he came back and he asked me about it, and I was like, yes sir, they just fixed it. Well, if I had not had those pictures, I mean, you know what I'm saying, he could have still technically, he probably, I mean, it was really to his discretion, but I had the pictures, I had video, and I was doing it for y'all, but it also kind of covered my butt too a little bit, because that evidence is still there. So anyway, but yep, I guess I'm gonna go to bed. This load apparently don't pick up till later on. I thought it picked up sometime today, but it don't pick up till later on tonight. They're gonna call me when the load's ready, and I'm gonna lay down and get some sleep, so I'll be ready to run. I'm about to run all night again, you know. But going over here to Tennessee, I'd rather run at night because there's less traffic. That area over there, I can't stand it. It's just crazy traffic, potholes all in the road and everything else. But I mean, it is what it is. I mean, it's just, you know, it's making me money. So I just got to wait. That's the only way you can look at it. So anyway, I appreciate y'all watching. I'm gonna try to post a lot of this stuff from them replacing that wheel seal today, and some of the maintenance they did on the truck. And this truck is good to go now. I mean, it's big time good to go. They replaced all the fluid, the oil that leaked out from the gears on the hub seal or wheel seal. And this is what I was talking about. That wheel seal is about a $30 part, but it can cause catastrophic damage. It's amazing what a little piece of rubber, and that's all that thing is just a hardened piece of rubber. It's all it is. And if that thing fails, the thousands and thousands of dollars damage lives that it can, just the chaos that it can cause. That's why I said, you know, when I saw that the other day, I saw that little drip, and I was like, you know, I just wondered, and sure enough, today when I saw all the way around the tire, you could see it slinging. That's a telltale sign of that wheel seal going out. And we checked all the rest of them, and they're all good. So anyway, I hope y'all doing good, and we'll talk to y'all later. See ya. This is what a bad wheel seal looks like. See all that fluid? See all that fluid? That's a wheel seal. This is what a wheel seal looks like right here. I don't know if you can see it. See all that oil on that brake drum? No, I'm not sure you can see it or not, but there's oil in there, and it comes from the gear in there. So whenever that oil runs out, this whole thing, this whole assembly will snap off. If not, if I hadn't seen this, and then we got it fixed. You just can't play around with something like this. That, along with this brake assembly, this axle here, all this right here, and then you throw in the tires on top of it. That's huge. That's why I said that can really kill somebody. And that's just what you see there without the tires on it. So yeah, that's what will come off. Imagine all that, and you throw in that. You throw in those wheels, the tires, all that assembly right there. That whole piece would just snap off this truck. And if somebody's riding alongside this thing, I mean, just imagine the force that takes and how much weight that is. the speed it's going. And if you're riding alongside this and this thing pops off, I mean, it's devastating. So please don't ride next to us. If you're in a car or pickup truck or a motorcycle, just don't ride next to us. Please.
Hard to get that seal turned loose. You gotta turn the seal inside out to get it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now, sometimes you gotta get pry bars, pry from the back side.
It is so cool though.
Here it goes.
Coming on?
It's starting to. It's just a bitch.
You need me to help you?
Nah.
I don't know how much help I'd be anyway.
No, it's just a bitch.
Was it just grooved in there?
No, it's whenever you do a wheel seal, it presses
No, okay.
and it seals on the spindle.
I got you.
So I mean, it's just a bitch.
Yeah, all that's what snaps off if that wheel bearing locks up. Wow. How much you reckon? How much you reckon just a tire and a rim just on by itself weighs?
Tire in the rim?
Yeah, just like that tire and rim right there. How much you reckon that thing weighs?
Tire and rim, you're looking at least 150 pounds, at least.
Something like that. That sounds about right.
That's crazy. The wheel bearings where? This thing right here?
Yeah, this is the wheel bearing, this is the wheel seal.
Okay, all right, I got you. Cool. You saying you can't, you ain't supposed to move?
No, you're not supposed to move that. Once your wheel seal's set, it's set.
Okay.
That right there,
Mm-hmm.
that shouldn't be there.
Cool.
That's how you know it's out for sure.
Yep.
Granted, all the oil tells you that.
Yeah, the oil's the telltale sign of it. Wow. How much you reckon that thing weighs?
This?
Right. 150, 200 pounds?
No.
Well, I mean that and the hub, and I mean the whole
Well,
deal.
that's not part of it. Just this right here for this truck, probably almost 100 pounds, maybe. I don't know.
The whole thing, tire, the whole assembly. How much you reckon that whole thing weighs?
Driver's side and passenger side.
Well, I mean just this side here.
I don't know.
You figure 150 per tire. That's 300.
I'd put probably
600, 700 pounds.
700 pounds to
Right.
it.
Then you throw in all the speed, and I swear I keep stepping on your screwdriver. How do you get that off of there? That solvent.
Oh, you just rinse it,
Okay.
wipe it, dump it. No, it's just other wheel seals I've done.
Okay.
It's got that solvent in it.
I know my dad, he used to sell those, it was like a big table that had the whole thing, you know, that had the solvent thing when you clean.
Yeah.
You know, he's
Almost there.
pretty cool.
I think we might be there.
Is that a golden ticket?
Looks like it. Sounds like it. Sure sounds like it. Yep. She's in.
Bingo. Pretty cool.
That's all there is to her.
Pretty cool.
No, you guys spend the entire time.
What did it do? Heat it place there.
Yep, free liners orders.
It's crazy. All right, man. Well, as you can see, there's a lot of parts involved with that. You got that long axle that's inside there. Then you got the hub that's all around it. You got the tires with the wheels, and you got the brakes and all the other stuff. We figured that's probably somewhere in the neighborhood of about 700 pounds. Okay. All right. Imagine going 70 miles an hour and 700 pounds snapping off, and you're right beside it. Okay. That is not a good situation to be in. I'll speak briefly about this wreck, and this is why I'm trying to bring a lot of attention to this, because it's people do not understand how dangerous it is to be around these trucks. Okay, there was 2 wrecks at the exit that I live at in Georgia. There's 2 of them. One of them was 2 years ago, and people died in both of them. This is why I'm just very attentive. I mean, I wish people would understand this. People have no idea. Okay. The one lady, I touched on it. I touched on it yesterday. The axle broke off. Actually, the entire trailer. Now, this can happen on any axle. It can happen on your trailer, your drive axle, like it was on my truck, or it can happen on steer axle. Now, imagine your steer axle. One of your front tires snapping off. I mean, just imagine that. Okay. But what happened with this wreck was the entire, I think it was the left side, whatever side was facing the wall, okay, that entire assembly broke off that truck on the trailer. Okay, and then the trailer is naturally gonna drop down like this in the back, because you got one side that's got tire and the other, so it went haywire. All right, you had 2 tires. You got 4 tires altogether, and you got 2 that broke off and went in different directions by themselves. The other 2 stayed attached to the rest of the assembly, the brake assembly, the all that stuff that was connected in there, the axle, all that stuff. Okay, but there was 2 tires that broke loose. One of them went into the inside wall and bounced off and went back across traffic. I think that tire hit a car too. I mean, it messed up a couple cars on that side of the interstate. The one that did the damage was the one that hit the wall, and it went up into the air and went over that wall into the opposing traffic, and it landed on top of this car, and it killed a woman and her child. I remember we was talking about it today. It killed a woman and her child, and that's why there was such an uproar about it, because those 2 people got killed instantly. They're just driving down the interstate. Okay. That is the drive. The driver, more than likely, he did not look at his wheel hub, and that's why I think he ended up spending some time in jail because of for vehicular manslaughter. I think, or homicide, or whatever. He went to jail because of it. Okay. There was another instance at that same exit, almost in the same spot. There was somebody riding beside a truck, and that's why I live down there, but I do not run down there. I cannot take it. That's why I'm looking to move. I'm almost in the process of moving out west, Texas, Oklahoma, out where my job is, somewhere. I just can't take the traffic anymore. It's just crazy. But there was a truck in the middle lane. There's I could write a whole book about that alone. All right. In Georgia, on that particular interstate, you got 3 lanes on each side. In Georgia, trucks can only ride in their right 2 lanes, which I think that's a bunch of bull crap anyway. But that being said, he was in the middle lane. All right. There was a lady or somebody riding on his left side in the left lane. All right. Just right beside him. And same thing happened. An axle broke off, and it totaled this car. You got all that weight. Imagine 700 pounds. Each one of those tires, we figured, is about 150 pounds with the tire and rim together. That's just the tire and rim. That's not the axle, all that hub and all that stuff you attach. None of that. That's just the tire. Now imagine that tire with all that speed and all that force and all that momentum, and you're beside that thing snaps off. Okay, that's what happened to this lady or whoever it was. I can't remember if it was a male or female. But it don't matter. They died. All right. The victim. Let's say that. That thing broke off, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, one of the tires bounced up and went through the windshield of the car, and it killed this lady. It killed this person. Okay. And people do not understand. I wish you people would understand the danger you're in when you just hang out beside us. You don't need to be hanging out beside us at all. And I'm not going to make this my channel, my videos about this. I just wanted to bring awareness to how dangerous it is to be riding beside us, because you don't ever know. Now, I have a heightened awareness because I saw what happened with those wrecks, and I have a little bit of an emotional attachment to it, I guess. So I'm always conscious of looking for that, because I don't want that to happen to me. I don't want that to happen on my watch. Okay, But you got a lot of guys out here that don't pay attention, and people need to start paying attention to that. So, if you see this video, please do not ride beside us. Please. I mean, it's just not. It's not worth trying to get a lawsuit for whatever. If you think you're gonna, if we're gonna have just a blowout, if we have a blowout, period, that tire with all that force, with the revolutions and the speed, the weight, if you're beside us and that tire blows, the potential is there for that to come through your windshield. And if it comes through there, that pickup, I'm telling you, go stop. The next time you see one of them things on the road, stop and just pick it up out of the road and see how heavy that thing is. That's just one tire. And then imagine that coming through your windshield at 70 miles an hour and hitting you in the face. Because that's the potential's there. So I just want to bring a heightened sense of awareness. And this is the last serious thing that I'm going to really touch on. But I wanted to touch on this because I think it's a worthy cause that people really need to know about. They need to know what's inside there, and when that thing breaks off, what's going to be coming at you, because that's all that axle and all that weight, all that spindle and all them tire, all that brakes, all that stuff's going to be coming off, and it's just any one of them things. The brake pad, the brake. Imagine the brake pads flying off that thing and coming through your windshield. That thing hits you, you can forget it. So anyway, I'm not trying to make this about seriousness and stuff, but I really wanted to. This is a serious issue, and I really wanted to bring a heightened sense of awareness to this. So anyway, I'm gonna end it here, and I appreciate y'all watching, and I promise I'm not going to make this about serious stuff. But this is a serious issue when it comes to these trucks. I mean, people need to know. Anyway, I hope y'all are having a good night, and appreciate y'all watching. And y'all take care of yourself. I had to let this fly out of here. I let my window down earlier today and a fly flew in here and I can't get it out. So I'm trying to let him out. So I know I don't have any problem killing a fly. So anyway, we'll talk to y'all later. Y'all be good. See you on next one.